Hello everyone, and welcome to the beta for Hollow Knight. Now guys, as you know, this is a game that I have been looking forward to very much, and I finally got my hands on the beta for it. I was able to play through it, and I got almost all of it done. I've got like probably 98% of it done. I'm missing two things, and I know where they are. It's just I'm struggling to get to them, but anyway. So this video, guys, I just want to go over a few things that I experienced with the beta, just go over my opinions on certain mechanics and aspects of the game as it is so far. And if I sound overly critical about some things, it's not because I'm thinking it's a bad game or a bad beta, but because this is just my experience with it, and the game is still in development, so if there's an issue, we might as well let them know it. Now, let's get started with some things that I thought were actually pretty awesome about the game. I really enjoyed the method of health restoration for this game. So of course you do have your benches that allow you to use them as checkpoints and restore your health. But you also have this thing called soul, which is measured in that circular meter in the top left corner. Now, you can regenerate soul by attacking enemies, not killing them, but attacking enemies. And that's really cool, I like that. However, it can lead to some situations where you have an enemy that spawns other enemies and can essentially allow you to infinitely farm soul. It's not used for buying anything, but it does feel a little bit cheesy at times, and I'm not sure if that's what Team Cherry had in mind when they were, implementing this mechanic. That being said, it could be useful in a pinch when you run into one or two of those enemies that spawns other enemies, and, it could be good for bringing your health back. So that can go either way. To me, it felt really kind of cheesy, so I figured that would be something I would mention. Now, another thing, as long as we're talking about things that are not all that spectacular in my opinion. Now, in this game, you jump, when you jump in this game, I should say, you jump for as long as you're holding the button. Now, it's not like you're going to float away, but your jump height is tied to the length of time the jump button is held. And that's all well and good, but when you're fighting enemies like these guys right here, who move around a lot, move up and down, side to side, all free to do whatever, that can be very problematic because you can't always react to that easily, especially if they're standing still or flying still at one point in time, and then they suddenly move lower as you jump up to hit them. There's no way you can predict for that, and you've already held the button for a certain amount of time. You're stuck taking the damage, and that's problematic. That's not a good thing. So I would like to see jump mechanics a little bit more refined, and another thing I would like to see a bit more refined is upward slashing. Now when you hold up to do an upward slash, I tend to slide around sideways a little bit because I was using the analog stick on my controller. When using the D-pad, it was a bit less of an issue. I'm sure if I was using the keyboard, it would be less of an issue as well, using the arrow keys, I'm assuming. Still, it is kind of problematic, especially if you're in the air doing a jumping attack that's going upward. You're gonna have a hard time with that. Backtracking in this game, you're gonna be doing a fair bit of it because the enemies can get you and the bosses are really tough. Now, that's all well and good, and I like that the bosses are tough, believe me, I do. But sometimes the bosses feel a little unfair. One boss in particular, the Brooding Malwick or whatever it's called, it's got this one scattershot-like attack where it just sprays a scattershot. Issue is, it's more like a solid wave across on the side you're on, so you have to jump over it, and based on your positioning, it's not impossible to do in most situations, but if you're in the far corners, you're probably not going to be able to make it across, and you will take damage, and there's nothing you can do about that. So what I would like to see is a little gap in its shots that allow you to dodge in an alternative way. That way you're not forced to do things only one way. That way you have some options, and it's a lot more manageable because of that. Just my opinion there. Bosses, as I said, are really hard, and backtracking is something you'll be doing a lot. So you'll be using your map a lot, most likely, because, it's a winding cave, and it's really awesome. The issue here is, on your map, there's no "you are here" thing. There's no really good way to clarify where you have been or where you should go to. And I don't want there to be a thing that says, oh, go to here, follow the quest marker. No. That's not what I want. But I would like it if possibly when you died, the location of your shadow that spawns when you die, because a shadow of you spawns when you die. It's actually kind of awesome. I would like it if the location of that shadow was marked on the map, because that would be really convenient and allow you to get back to where you were a bit more easily. Also, if there was a you were here or you are here sort of thing on the map, that might be nice as well, so you can sort of pinpoint your path that you want to take. As I mentioned, that shadow. It's actually a really cool mechanic. Imagine the Dark Souls Bloodstain mechanic, except the Bloodstain fights you with everything you have, all of your spells, all of your gear. Imagine that it fights you when you get back to it, and you have to kill it to claim your souls. That's what this is. That's what the shadow mechanic is. I don't know if that's what they're officially calling it, but that's what I'm calling it, because that's essentially what it looks like. It's a shadow of you. It's a dark Hollow Knight. It's a solid knight. I don't know, but it's cool, and I like it a lot. So one thing I did like about this game so far is that it has a wide variety of enemy types. In the first area alone, there were at least 7 different enemy types. And, you know, that's not bad at all. And they were all put in pretty good locations too. It's not like you were being super overwhelmed by enemies at any given point in time. But it was, you know, still enough to be a challenge, and I liked that a lot. So, that's that. Now, if any of you guys want to form some opinions on it, I actually do have an extra beta key that I will be raffling off. So, in the comments section of this video, post something along the lines of, I want that beta key, I'll put you in the raffle, and 2 days from the release date of this video, I will draw a winner, and you'll find out who you are then. Anyway guys, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this video and you are all as excited for this game as I am, and I will see you all next time.